Hello, hello, my favorite carbon-based life forms. Welcome back to Deep Dive Podcast, the show where we ask the important questions like, are we alone in the universe? And if not, why did life choose this planet? I mean, seriously, Earth? With mosquitoes? With meetings that could have been emails? Already suspicious. Today, we're talking about a scientific discovery so wild it makes sci-fi writers go, hey, that was my idea. Grab your nerd glasses, tighten your lab coat, and please keep all limbs inside the podcast at all times. This one gets extraterrestrial. Okay, so let's dive right in. Every good detective story starts with a clue, right? Well, in this case, our clue is a rock. But this isn't just any old rock. Oh no. This is a clue that has traveled millions of miles and billions of years just to land on our doorstep. And believe me, it has a story to tell that might just rewrite our own. So meet our primary piece of evidence. It looks pretty unassuming, I'll give you that. But this is an actual fragment of Mars. And inside, scientists found a secret that has totally reignited one of science's oldest and most profound questions. And that really is the heart of our investigation today. We've always just kind of assumed the answer was, right here. But what if the crime scene, or I guess in this case, the nursery, wasn't Earth at all? What if we're all just living in some kind of cosmic sequel? So here's the headline version. Scientists found genetic material, the organic building blocks of life, inside a Martian meteorite. And this isn't just any space rock, by the way. This thing is about 2 billion years old, which means it predates TikTok, Twitter, and somehow still feels less chaotic. This find is forcing us to give a serious second look at a very old, very controversial theory. And that theory is called panspermia. It's this idea that life isn't just a local thing, but more of a cosmic traveler, hopping from world to world on celestial taxis like meteorites. Yeah, for a long time, it was pretty fringe stuff, but now it's making a major comeback. So to really understand the case, we need to get to know our star witness, or, maybe our prime suspect. It has a name, it has a history, and it's been waiting a very, very long time to testify. This is it, Martian meteorite ALH 84001. It was actually found in Antarctica, but its journey started way out there on the red planet. See, a massive impact on Mars blasted this rock into space, where it just drifted for millions of years before Earth's gravity finally snagged it. It's a genuine piece of Mars delivered right to our planet. And let's just soak this number in for a second. 2 billion years. That's how old the organic stuff inside is thought to be. To put that into perspective for you, complex life on Earth has only been around for about 600 million years. This rock contains a chemical history that is way, way older than our own complex biology. So what did the cosmic detectives actually find when they put this ancient messenger under the microscope? What were these fingerprints of life everyone's talking about? Let's take a look at the evidence log. The evidence log is pretty clear. Inside this meteorite, scientists found amino acids, the building blocks of proteins, and other complex organic molecules. These are the absolute non-negotiable foundations for life as we know it. And before anyone yells, aliens, slow down, Captain X-Files, this isn't proof of little green men. It's worse. It suggests life might be common, transferable, and kind of sloppy. I love this quote from NASA's Dr. Jason Dworkin's. It's such a perfect analogy. He says, it's like the universe is a pantry full of ingredients, and here on Earth, we ended up with a cake, but we're not sure how. The evidence from this rock suggests Mars had the ingredients long before we did. And that's the spicy implication here. Life's fundamental ingredients may have originated on Mars, then just hitchhiked Earth on cosmic impacts. Yes, life might be an interplanetary immigrant. Which honestly explains a lot. Mars, a cold, harsh, dying planet. Earth, loud, humid, full of people arguing online about nothing. This is exactly the kind of place stranded Martian bacteria would overcompensate and evolve into. Okay, quick pause, because even while we're contemplating the extraterrestrial origins of all life, the algorithm, it must be respected. If you're enjoying this explainer, if you like science mixed with a healthy dose of sarcasm and existential dread, go ahead and hit subscribe, leave a review, and share this with a friend who already suspects they're not from Earth. Every subscription tells the internet, yes, I enjoy deep science with jokes. I am emotionally prepared for cosmic disappointment. All right, back to Mars throwing rocks at Earth. So we've got the evidence, but every good case needs a motive and an opportunity. Why would life start on Mars first?
What was the opportunity for this great cosmic escape? Well, the answer lies in the very different childhoods our two planets had.
Let's just compare the settings here. Early Mars was smaller, so it cooled down way faster than Earth did. That means it probably developed stable, life-friendly conditions, like liquid water, hundreds of millions of years before our planet could. Meanwhile, early Earth was just a hot, molten mess, constantly getting pummeled. Any organic molecules trying to get their start here would have been instantly toast. Mars just had a massive head start. And that head start leads us to this absolutely mind-bending conclusion from astrobiologist Paul Davies. This isn't just some fun what-ifs anymore. It's a scientifically plausible scenario that top minds in the field are seriously considering. Our family tree might actually have roots on a whole other world. So how would this interstellar getaway even work? Well, it's pretty much a four-step process. First, a big asteroid slams into Mars, blasting chunks of its surface into space hard enough to escape gravity. Second, that rock just drifts through the solar system for a long, long time. Third, eventually its path crosses with Earth's and it gets pulled in. And finally, it somehow survives the fiery trip down and delivers its precious organic cargo. And before you say that sounds totally impossible, planetary scientist Fred Ciesla reminds us that, yeah, while it's definitely rare, it's not crazy. We have found Martian meteorites on Earth. We know the delivery system works. The only real question is what was inside the package?
So, we've looked at the evidence, we've established the timeline, and we've outlined the means and opportunity. What's the final verdict in the case of the people of Earth versus a Martian origin story?
The verdict is in. The evidence strongly suggests that life might not be the unique planetary miracle we always thought it was. It might be something way more resilient, more common and more mobile, a persistent and well-traveled space goo. It's like the universe went, oops, spilled some amino acids. Let's see what happens. And what happened was us. You're welcome, Cosmos.
So what do we do with this discovery? Well, first, we stay humble. Our origin story is probably a lot more complex and less exclusive than we thought. Second, we stop assuming Earth is so special. It might just be the place where the ingredients finally found the right oven. And third, it forces us to reconsider our place in the cosmos, not as the center of everything, but as part of a much bigger, interconnected biological story. Which brings me to our producer. A massive cosmic applause for FireflyHaku. Because if life really did travel millions of miles through space inside a rock, survived planetary impact, and evolved into consciousness, then honestly, producing this podcast every week is not that impressive, but still very appreciated. FireflyHaku, proof that intelligence, organization, and a little cosmic chaos can coexist peacefully. A true child of the stars. And that just leaves us with a final, lingering question. If life is this transferable, this resilient, and if it already hopped from Mars to Earth, then what else is out there, just waiting to be found? Until next time, stay curious, stay skeptical, and remember, if life started on Mars, we're all technically illegal aliens. Maple out.